Hey, I did say 2:30-ish. I said ish. So, I'll hear none of this. Oh my god. So, yeah, back from the dead. Quick update. Reason why I've been kind of not AFK because I've still been doing things on like my toy house and DeviantArt just away from YouTube because well, I got a kitten. Well, we brought a kitten over, I should say. It's kind of a spur of the moment thing. One of the stray cats at our place gave birth, and she only gave birth to one kitten. So we were like, you know what, as soon as she stops nursing, we're gonna bring her over. So I've been busy with that. I think my sister's with her currently, taking a nap, but yeah, it was just a lot, setting everything up, trying to introduce her to the other animals, but realizing we were introducing her too soon. Yes, lovely. Alright. I've also been in a bit of a funk lately. That's the wrong layer. Here we go. So hopefully this will help me get out of it. Just by doing some, that's the wrong brush. Come on, 5. 5. There we go. Hopefully we can have some fun. Drawing my boy, Reginald. Yes, that is his name. Now, he was originally... How do I explain this? A different character had the name Reginald, so I thought, be kind of weird if he didn't. I know this is vague as hell, but I don't want to spoil anything, so I thought, oh, he could be Reg, because that's like a cool... That's a nickname for Reginald, and Reginald, despite being a white bread-ass name, means King's Advisor, and that kind of matches his personality, or at the very least matches what his role is in the story. Sort of. So it made sense. I don't think I'm gonna get done with this on stream because this is a lot of line art to do. Now, these stay sketches, but these over here need to be fully lined. But since the sketches are done, maybe it won't be as big of a pain in the ass this time. Shrug? Will you switch? Stop. Switch? Same old, same old. Ah! Is that correct? Well, now I'm second guessing all my sketches. Let's not sing that on stream. Thanks to some dumbass YouTubers I watch, I got a very bad song stuck in my head. And it's the sus version, so it's very, very sexual. And it's so stupid, but it's stuck in my head. So I'm gonna try and ignore that while I draw his dreads. Reg got the dreads. And I know these are very cartoonish dreads. You don't have to tell me that I'm drawing them wrong, because I know they're not entirely accurate. Here, I just wanted, you know, some simpler hair to draw. Because there was a time when I was going to give them, like, full curls. But that was just, oh my god, I could not wrap my brain around how to draw it, let alone animate the stupid thing. Not stupid thing, beautiful thing. Just, I'm stupid for not being able to figure it out. So I'm just, ugh. We'll just stick with dreads. It's the silhouette I want anyway. For the longest time, also, Reggie was supposed to have festival braids in his hair. You know, like the ones you see all over Pinterest? So that was, oh yeah, the purple is actually part of his festival braids. But then I actually thought about it, drawing festival braids, and it just, eek. So how have y'all been? I think I had a good Halloween. I watched the best Halloween movie ever, Space Invaders. And my, I think I mentioned it last stream, which was like 2 weeks ago, that I was having family come up so they would miss the, November, you know, because my brother-in-law never gets that Black Friday off. Or, like, it's kind of a bummer to have Thanksgiving and then him not be there and for them to have to leave immediately or probably not even show up. These are not the right fingers because of snow. And it's so funny, we decided that they were going to show up early. Like, we'll do an early Thanksgiving in October because, you know, the weather's semi-nice and it's not going to be crazy and full of snow. Guess what? It snowed. And the snow's melted now, and now that it's November, the snow's melted, and I'm sitting here thinking, it's like, you know, it'd be funny if it doesn't snow at all this Thanksgiving, and we held it early for nothing. Well, no, it was good for us all to gather, but I thought, you know, the whole time it was snowing, and I was shoveling like 2 feet of snow, I was just laughing the whole time because of the irony. I don't remember. No, he's got squared off fingers. Okay. Sort of? Hang on, let me get into a sketch. This needs to be fixed. Or should the fingers be moved upwards? Oh, there we go. Okay. Ah, that's a... It's been a while. I saw the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, guys. Guys, I saw the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. We can talk about it now. I thought about doing a, sort of a sketch dump stream while I talk about my thoughts on the movie, now that I've actually sat down and thought about it and rewatched some clips on YouTube. But it just ended up not happening because guess who has burnout? This sad bitch. So yeah, it's just a lot of shit happened at once, and I was just, I did, however, I did get a lot of writing done, um, stuff I can't stream because I'm actually scripting the show. Not the show that this character's from, but the same franchise. So I'm trying to convince myself to, not beat myself up for not writing 3 essays in one day. Because, scripting's kind of hard. Especially because it's something I've never done before, so there's a learning curve, and when I don't immediately, if I'm not immediately good at something, I get discouraged. But isn't that everybody? Wait, yeah. I can never remember if it goes back or just straight up, because I've drawn it both ways. But this is supposed to be his official ref. So I think I'll just do up. Have I talked about Reggie on this channel before? I actually don't remember. Anyway, did I change that? No. Did I change that? I think it's on a different layer. Okay. So Reggie's the main character for Core Beliefs. That's very bad. Oh, excuse me. I don't know where that came from. And Core Beliefs is from the same universe as Ghatesville and Mundi. It's from the same universe as Mundi Mischief, being Ghatesville. It shouldn't be. It's not that complicated, but it feels. Whenever I try to explain it, it feels like I'm overcomplicating it. So, yay. Anyway, Core Beliefs follows a bunch of trainees who are trying to join the Hunter Corps Academy because it's an actual profession in their world. The vibe of the show is kind of gonna be like a monster of the week, except every episode will not be once a week because I value my sanity at least somewhat. But it's gonna be that vibe where this show, like Core Beliefs, is gonna introduce you to the world, the lore, and the world building, while Mundi Mischief is gonna introduce everyone to the main characters. I'm gonna color him just so I have a point of reference. And I just want to color. Because I like coloring. If you actually think about the real world physics of dreadlocks and how they work, boys got a lot of hair. But with also the way the braids work, I don't know if it's the same for dreads, but I know for braids, a lot of that is extensions, and that you grow your hair out with it. If I'm wrong on any point, please correct me. The point of this show is to be as accurate as possible, but also, it's whimsy. When researching for either show, it's so funny to see how far we've gone from 1940 to 2004. And it's also funny to see how much hasn't changed. 2004. Wow. But researching for core beliefs, since this is the one that's set in 2004, it's made me feel so old because I'm like, this came out in 2004? Wait a minute, no. Was it like the second Shrek came out in 2004 and I'm like, what? Excuse me? I have a gradient here, but I think for animation's sake, I'll just color these solid purple. Just for animation's sake. Because if you go on his toy house, which I haven't linked, anyway, his toy house is under core beliefs on my toy house. You see in one of his old references, it was just the first two that were purple. And everything else was brown, was more black. But I'm not sure if his hair is dyed or if these are extensions, like solid, but in the world of core beliefs, they dye their hair quite a bit. Like every trainee has dyed hair because of some myth. Or it might be true, but it might be a myth, but it also might be true that cryptids can't dye their hair. So to prove you're human, you dye your hair crazy colors. Which is kind of funny, because that's like the opposite of what most people would think about, Catholics and whatnot. It's not natural. But this is just to show kind of the hypocrisy of it all. This show isn't meant to bash on Catholics, but just bash on government in general. Whoa. I forgot. I'll deal with that later. Do I put the silvers on a different layer? Also, for simplicity's sake, I colored. I can speak. I created just a base for what their uniforms look like, at least for the trainees. But then I just made it color coded because in core beliefs, color matters, and it sort of matters all the way across the board for Ghatesville as a whole. But in core beliefs, it definitely matters a lot more. I'll fix that. Is that? Would you see the lights of his hands like this? Like if his hands are on his hips. Would you still see them? I didn't color them here. I don't think you would. But this is the only part of his ref that actually is going to be colored. Maybe some slight shading over here, but yeah. No, this is the smaller bit, so we go for 3. I hope soon I'll kick this burnout creative funk so I can just get to drawing character art, you know, just the characters being themselves. However, I did plan on switching projects for the winter. Oh no, wait a minute. I'll draw the mouth in after. So for December, I decided a while ago that I would switch back to working on my other story, Dreamwalkers, which is going to be a graphic novel someday. Is that how arms work? Yeah, that's how they work. Okay. Which, it won't be a bunch of radio silence on YouTube again. At least I hope not. Granted, I will be working a lot on the script for book 1, but I have completely scripted the prologue for that series. So I'll be sketching that just to see if my script technique works. Like, that's how... Hang on. Yeah, that's how hands work. Just for some reason his wrists look really long, but they line up right. I think his arms look a little thin, but he's like 19 at the time of core belief, so he can be a little thinner. He buffs out later, at least a bit more. But my God. He got hip. Look at that high-waisted man. He got feminine hips. No, that's the one thing I'm sensitive about. Except Reggie's not sensitive about his hips. He, in fact, thinks it's really funny when people make fun of him for hips. And he's like, man, why is it any different between if I have hips or if a woman has hips? Then he makes some joke about them being insecure about being attracted to him from behind, which will immediately prompt him getting his ass kicked. Because it's 2004. Not a fun time for anyone outside of the norm. Which, I know, I didn't think about it when I was originally scripting it, but now I'm like, I can't stop thinking about the fact that Reggie he's not the only black person in West Virginia, but still, he's like, it's not a large population, especially since I checked the census records back in 2004. There was only like 5,000 of them in all of West Virginia compared to the 11,000 population, which is still a large margin. Margin. Large margin. Large margin. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, black population in West Virginia during 2004. A little less than half the population. But still. I mean, I should probably fix it to where Reggie's not the only black person. He's not the only black character I have in Ghatesville. Far from it. But he's the only one I have written for core beliefs. Now, whether or not any other characters or any other people in this series would be black. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out if this actually works. But yeah, we're still in early concept for this show. So anything can change. Now, one predicament I do have, and I don't know if this is if this is internalized racism, so bear with me on this. For the side view in this series, I'm not drawing full lips. Like, hang on, let me bring up Devora's reference so we can compare characters. Mundi Mischief. Davura. Yeah, so like the side view is like a little indent and then the chin. But for Reg, I'm like, should I add more or just have this be the default. I mean, I still like. I'll figure out if I like it when I color it, even though these bits aren't colored in their full references. But I think I'll give it a test color, and if I don't like it, then I'll change it. But if it does work, I'll just deal with it. Also, I haven't really done anything for her yet, but completely random. I finally bit the bullet and made a has-been hotel / Hell of a Boss OC, like, officially. Because I've made a few OCs in the past, but none of them were really, you know, they were trying to be Sonas. And it was me trying to deal with a bunch of things that I didn't like about myself, so it was not healthy for me. So I created this one character for fun. She was a succubus. And, like, the story I thought was like, hey, since I liked how the way the succubi look, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to just do an imp. So be like, oh, instead of being sexual, she could be like a crime lord or something. But she used to be a sex worker until, you know, she got beat up or abandoned somewhere, and then she like took over the guy's business interests and never looked back. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that's Mama from Dread. So I just rolled with it and just said, alright, here's my OC. She's just Mama as a succubus. I had a lot of fun designing her. And I have a few little sketches done of her, but yeah, it's just a stupid little joke that went too far in my head. Because I really like that movie. That's too bulk. Now, when I get I don't think I'm going to give Tyler a full ref. I might have to in the future. But I really... I don't want to give every character a full reference, even though if they're going to be animated, they probably have to, since I will not be the only animator on this project. I plan to get a whole, well, maybe not a whole team, but at least people who know how to animate. But I will be heading the concept and storyboards, along with script and whatnot. Honestly, what I need to do for this series is come up with some animatics or shorts and start doing some backgrounds and storyboards so I have something to post on YouTube just to get some hype going for the series. But here's the thing. Mundi Mischief probably comes out first because, you know, chronologically. And I hate drawing buildings because the pilot or the first episode of Mundi Mischief takes place in New York, and I hate drawing buildings. Same with Core Beliefs. It takes place in like a modern West Virginia, and I hate drawing buildings. So I was like, ugh, okay, let me just... I forgot to draw his arms. Alright, I guess we'll work on that. I am once again second-guessing myself. I'll come back to that. I draw him from behind. Which is actually a lot harder than most people think. But also quite simple once you get the hang of it. This looks so weird. Like, if you just slowly work your way up, fixing everything. You're like, God dang, what's wrong with you? What are we gonna do for dinner tonight? The most stressful question of any adult child's life. So, what am I gonna do for dinner? Like, for myself, I wouldn't mind just doing pancakes and bacon or something. Because we got plenty of eggs, too. We could also do scrambled eggs. But I'm fine with having breakfast for dinner any night. But I don't know if my dad would like that. That's why his shoulders are whack. God. Man's got cake. I don't know about y'all. But should I make that joke? Should I make that joke? My God, I don't know. Well, in Core Beliefs, he's 19, but like in the main series, when we meet him, he's like in his 30s, so it's fine. Oh, pardon. Something also that's going to be real fun to just smack people in the face with some nostalgia for during Core Beliefs is that smartphones are not a thing yet. It's 2004. We're just now seeing the invention of the BlackBerry, which is going to be so fun to design everyone's phone cases. I think it would be funny, even in the modern era. I think it'd be funny if Reggie still kept his old flip phone, the superior phone design, and no one can tell me otherwise. The flip phone was the superior phone design. I mean, as much as I love my smartphone, it's not as dramatic when you're trying to hang up on someone. Same with I love not rotary phones because I don't know how to deal with those stupid things, but what the ones with the pickup and the receiver where you pick up the phone and then have the dial down on the little stand that you picked it up from, because then you can just dramatically, and it's fun because you get to twirl the cord in your fingers when you're talking. And with a flip phone, you can just between your two fingers, and you're ignore. Because 99.9% of the phone calls I get are solicitors or wrong numbers. So it's fun to just be dramatic about it, because it's the most dramatic thing that happens to me all day. Aside from... Sorry, I'm just looking at his skull and something's off. I know something is off, but I'm not sure how to fix it. This is the only time in my life where I would have appreciated an actual art class in high school instead of just some 40-year-old dude yelling at us about composition and saying we're all stupid for not knowing the things he's not even teaching us. The only reason I joined AP Art was because I thought it would be art. No one told me AP Art meant photography. Which if they had told me, I would have said, oh hell no. Because screw photography, oh my god. One of the worst classes I've ever taken in high school. In high school, I got plenty of things to talk about for college. Actually, there's only that one class in college that I took that I was just completely get me out of here immediately. But that was just the teacher. It had nothing to do with the actual class. Anyway, AP Art in high school was actually just photography. No one told me that. And also, no one told me that for AP Art, you have summer assignments that you have to complete. Which the school counselor didn't tell me about it, because I don't even think she knew about it. But then at the same time, I joined that school later in the summer. It was like... Oh, no, wait a minute. Hey, Tab. When did we, go to Waterville?
I was in the 7th grade.
But I mean, okay, I shouldn't say the name. But, when in the year did we, decide to join, late in the summer? Was it, 2 weeks before school?
No. Because I remember being there, and they were introducing me to my classmates right before school ended.
Right, we had the whole summer, actually.
Yeah.
But at the same time, no one told me anything about anything, really. Anyway. Did you guys notice my new sprite? I mean, okay, that was my yelling at someone sprite. This is my AFK sprite. I actually really like this one. See, it's just a floating book, and then I lean in occasionally. It's so fun. I love sprites. As soon as I get some video script ideas down, I'm thinking about starting, excuse me, to pick up that YouTube thing again. Oh, wait a minute, hold up. For this turnaround, I don't have the hats. He's not wearing his beanie. It's just his hair, which is why it was so hard to draw from every other angle. Because I understand how dreads work, sort of. I just also don't understand how dreads work. I mean, I understand how they connect to the skull and whatnot. But it's just there's a lot of gaps in between. And I was just, do I really want to draw all that? Is that what it looks like from the side? I mean, from the front? Because with his hat on, you know, things move down. But without his hat, you know, they'd actually be moved back. Because they would bounce. I'll come back to you in a moment. Because that's him with his hat on. I'll do from the side. That's too squared off. Circular. No, circular. Good enough. There was one phrase they could probably put on my tombstone. It would be, good enough. Actually, recently I've been saying, this is probably a bad idea, but, you know, I've been saying that a lot recently, so it's like, you know, that's what actually should be put on my tombstone. It's just, this is probably a bad idea, but... Yeah. Good enough. That's what was said when they made me in the factory. Yeah, good enough. What's y'all's theory on that? Like, if any of y'all are religious or anything, or even if you're not religious, how do you think, like, we're made before the storks hand us over? Is there, like, an assembly line where they're like, okay, this is what happened when God made me? Did he, like, did he spill some chemicals, or is it, like, Russian roulette? Not Russian roulette, or is it, like, spin the wheel or something like that? I make jokes about it all the time, but I honestly think, I mean, scientifically, it's all genetics, but personality-wise, I'm not sure if I subscribe to the nature versus nurture argument, because some people can grow up in very loving and stable environments and still become some of the biggest assholes you'll ever meet. But you know, you gotta wonder about things like that. I'd say that's good enough. It's been so long since last I've seen my son lost to this monster, to the man behind the slaughter. Since you've been gone, been singing this stupid song so I can ponder the sanity of your mother. That is such a banger. I'm not sure y'all want to hear about the absolute scream fest that was my Five Nights at Freddy's movie experience. But oh my goodness. I will admit, and I mean, I'm big enough as a fan to admit this, but the Five Nights at Freddy's movie has its problems. There's not a single movie on this planet that doesn't have its problems. But it, at the very least, while watching the film, I was entertained. I wrote somewhat of a review on Google saying that if you're a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's, you'll have a good time. Or at least, you know, you'll be entertained by all the little references and whatnot. But if you like have no idea what a Freddy's is, you will think, okay, that was an okay whatever movie. What just happened? So it's weak in that regard, but I'd watch it again. Most definitely. Like, as soon as it's available, I'm buying it. because I like it. I've been waiting for this movie basically since, I wouldn't say since 2014, since 2014, because at that time I was like, a movie would never happen. But then when the movie was announced, I was so hopeful, but also immediately scared because I'm just, oh God in heaven. What will become of this franchise because of it? But then a lot of shit happened in between the movie announcement and whatnot. And I went, oh, the movie was the least of my worries. If you can't tell by the tone of my voice, I was not a huge fan of VR, Security Breach, or Ruin. Now, okay, I will preface by saying I did like Security Breach when it first came out. These need to be erased. But what it did to the lore and the story and just the story of the Aftons, just made me roll my eyes and go, oh my God. If VR was just its own little thing without shoving in lore and, with the tapes and whatnot. Honestly, what would have been funny for FNAF VR is if they threw in all the tapes and all the secret messages and whatnot and have it amount to squat. Because that would have been funny. Because we're like, oh, we gotta chase the lore, chase all the clues, and then nothing happens. Because of it. It's like, that would be really kind of funny. Dog. Stop. Do you need a potty? Alright, I'm gonna take that as a yes. I'm gonna be AFK for a second. Be right back. Alright. Well, now you're not purring. I got the kitten with me. I don't know if you guys would hear her purring if I held her up to the mic. But every time I hold her up, she stops purring. So, all productivity might end soon because I got a kitten on my lap now. Can you settle down for a nap and just lay right here while I draw? And not attack my pen? Alright, come here. No, no, don't stand on my keyboard, please, kitten. Her name is Hawk. See, his hat goes there.
Should I let Elias in?
I don't step on my keyboard, please. I don't know.
If I don't let him in, he's gonna be whining.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I'll just let him in and see what happens. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Oh, here, buddy. Oh, come here. Go to your basket. Come on. Go to your basket. No, in your basket. Go on. Go in your basket. Go in.
Don't stand on my keyboard, please. You want to say hi to the chat, Hawk? She walked away. That's my pen. Don't eat that. Is everything okay? Yeah, everything. She didn't push any buttons. I got a kitten on my lap for anyone new joining. It's a bit of a handful. 2 hands full, actually, because I also have a dog that doesn't know when to back off. So he has absolutely no boundaries. Don't. Because I didn't think of it, I don't have any sprites for when I have a cat. No, don't do that. Don't do that. You want to sit here? You want to sit here again? Elias, back off. Oh, the joys of having fur children. Okay, let me fix the thickness on that. And then we'll call that good. Do not stand on my cords, please, kitty. I know I'm speaking English to a cat who doesn't understand. Please don't unplug my mic. Right? We're still good? My mic's... Okay. Whew. Thought she unplugged my mic. Alright, hold on, guys. Elias, you need to chill. No. Alright, I'm just gonna put her in the hallway because Elias is being a butt. Yeah.
You scared her. No. That was very bad.
Alright, well, we had 2 seconds of kitten. But thankfully, we have a part of the house cornered off where she can roam around freely without risk of hurting herself. The only problem is that corner of the house is my side of the house. Which I did that on purpose. I wanted to try and have cats again. Alright. Let's fix this. Something like that, I guess. Feline woes aside, I think that's done. Oh no, wait, I was in a color test his profile. I'll do it live. Live reaction to how I drew his face. Alright, everybody, let's go. You'll love to see it. I'm gonna color in his lips first and then color everything else in to see if it still works. So I do not want him to look like a stereotype. I don't know, girl. Girl, I don't know. Okay, so that's what he would look like from the side. This is 3/4. Front would be the same lip-wise. But side? Is this, I mean, am I overthinking this? Does this look fine? If anyone thinks he looks too feminine with his eyelashes and his hair and voluptuous hips, which aren't really that voluptuous if you see anyone else, but compared to Devora, he's got cake. I mean, look at her flat ass. Flat Athenian ass right there. Reggie on the other hand. I'm probably just overthinking it. I won't render it. I'm gonna fix up these sketches though, because you know the bottom 4 illustrations are supposed to be a little sketchy, but the this is too sketchy. Okay, I'll leave that there while I clean these up, just so I can think about it. hers. There we go. In every single one of these live streams, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I should like talk about the character and whatnot. But anytime it comes to actually streaming and whatnot, I'm just, ooh. I'm like Puffer when I'm like Big Puffer when he's in first place at Mario Kart. Just if any of y'all get that reference, oh my god, I love you. There, actually. That would make more sense. Here's the problem, and this is like across fandom for me. I mean, this applies to when I like a character of my own creation, or when I like just a character as a fan. If I like a character, I can't draw them very well. Like, that's just a fact. If you look at my DeviantArt, you will see one fan art piece for Sunset Shimmer from My Little Pony Equestria Girls. You will see one, and it was her in pony form, and it was a redesign, and it was a bad redesign. God, don't look at it. But I love Sunset Shimmer. Same with I love Applejack. Now, I do have a lot of Applejack fan art on my DeviantArt, but then again, those were redesigns. And technically not Applejack fan art. It's a lot more for the Apple Sleep experiment, which another Apple Sleep experiment part 2 is coming out this Friday, and I'm so excited. I should have used my excited sprite, but oh well. So that's all to say that if I like a character, and you're like, but you don't have any fan art of them, it's like, well, that's because I actually liked the character. I can't draw them if I like them for some reason, which is why I have a hard time drawing Reggie, because I really like his character, like, a lot, and I'm just, I don't know how to draw him. I mean, I have plenty of ways I want to draw Reggie, but most of them are like all spoilers, so it's like I can draw this, but then I can't post it anywhere. Did any of y'all have that problem? Like, I have not drawn any Dread fan art anywhere. I haven't even tried to draw Dread fan art. Why? Because I really like his character, and anytime I try to draw him, and this is like movie Dread version, it looks so bad, and I overthink it. I haven't drawn Sans or Papyrus because I really like their characters. I can barely draw the animatronics. Now, when it comes to, like, Michael Afton, I'm sort of okay drawing him because it's my own design of the character. Loosely based on the game sprites. I think a while ago I did design a version of Michael and William Afton. I tried to make the point that they looked similar because that's a big part of the lore, in my opinion. Which is honestly why I thought the animatronics were attacking the Night Guard, because it actually was Michael the whole time, and they thought it was the man behind the slaughter, which is why Golden Freddy was saying, "It's me," but Michael was like, it's not me, you know. It wasn't me, it was Dad. Traitor. If you don't understand that reference, that's fine. Not a lot of people watched the movie Glory Road. And I say that only because I haven't seen anyone talk about it. But there's a scene where a kid gets hit in the... gently, like, bonked in the face with a basketball, and he goes running into Mom, and the older brother's like, "It wasn't me, it was Dad!" And he's just, traitor. I think my mom's home. So that means it's either gonna get really loud soon, or I'm gonna just end stream. You know, let me fix this bit. Here's another thing that I fully admit is a me thing that I need to work on. Is I don't know how to draw people looking up. Like, I can look at a reference all the livelong day, like how to draw people looking up, but when it comes to translating it to my style, it just never works. So I might end stream soon. His eyes get wide. Yeah, his pupils dilate when this happens. I should do a full lore sketch dump like I did with the vampires and whatnot for the hunters and how their magic works, because yes, in my world the hunters use magic, and I need to explain that and explore how it looks. So I think that's going to be the next drawing thing I work on, is the actual hunter lore. Because I've sort of fleshed it out. I mean, I didn't fully flesh it out, let's be honest. It's me. I sort of fleshed it out during the reconcept phase, but I haven't, like, drawn anything for it. I have sort of a few visuals in mind for what I want it all to look like. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, in my head, it's all fully animated, like Rise style. But if I actually tried to draw it or make it look good while moving, I don't know. You know, this look is actually starting to grow on me a little bit. I can fix the lip, but my bad. It's actually starting to grow on me. Like, visually. Okay, I like it. I'm gonna end the stream here, guys. Because my voice hurts. And I got a kitten that needs my attention. So, thank you all so much for watching, whether you watch live or after the fact. Either way, I love you. No guarantees on when or what the next stream will be. However, I do plan on, coming back more. Because I want to kick this funk in the butt. And it would really help me if I knew it amounted to anything. So, like, comment, subscribe, and whatnot. I prefer, subscriptions are appreciated, comments are adored. There we go. Because if you guys heard that in December, Google's gonna do a whole purge of dead accounts that haven't been signed into for 2 years. So I can't wait for everyone's subscriber counts to just drop because just all the dead accounts are gone. I can't wait for that to happen. Anyway, so yeah. For all 2 of you that were watching, thank you so much for showing up. And I'm going to see you all later. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know I'll see you again some sunny day. Bye-bye. Some sunny day.